I always get questions about my gauge pod setup, so here's the full breakdown. This gauge pod is designed for a 2002 to 2007 Subaru WRX or STI, which have a spot on the center of the dash where the pod mounts to. The Outback doesn't have a hole, so I had to make one. I did this by roughly tracing the pod outline onto the dashboard and cutting out the pleather and foam layer so that the pod was flush with the rest of the dashboard. I then cut a hole in the plastic base of the dash just big enough for the wires to pass through. To attach the pod to the dashboard, I used fiberglass reinforced Bondo and sanded the edges to blend it into the dash. I used a socket wrapped in sandpaper to create a consistent radius around the whole gauge pod. Then I sprayed it with some primer and gloss black paint. Once dried, I taped up the face of the pod as well as other areas I didn't want flock on. I applied the Flock-It glue to the dashboard using a paint roller, and then I applied the flock as fast as I could using this Pringle can looking thing. I let the flock dry for 72 hours, after which I removed the tape and knocked off any excess flock. Here's the final product. This is part of a new series where I answer your questions. Drop a comment with what you want to know next. Thanks for watching.